Hey YouTube, it's your girl Janae of All Things Janae, and welcome back to your favorite channel. And on today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make buttons with my We Are Memory Keepers button maker. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go on over to Etsy.com in order to retrieve the file that I purchased for this particular video. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll over to the right hand side and click your account, and then when it drops down I'm going to go to purchases. And because it was the last file that I purchased, it's going to be the first one. And to the right hand side, I'm just going to go ahead and click download files. Okay, so you can't really see it due to the screen recording being cut off, but the download went ahead and started in the right hand corner. Okay, so now that I have my PNG downloaded from Etsy, I'm just going to go ahead and open Design Space for Cricut. And then once I get to this screen, I'm just going to go to the right hand side and select New Project. Next, I'm going to go ahead and scroll over to the left hand side and then select Shapes, which is the triangle and the circle. And now I'm just going to go ahead and select the circle, and then I'm going to resize it in order to reflect the size of my button. Okay, so actually I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because the button size is 2.25, but because I don't want to have any of the silver parts showing, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now that I have my circle resized, I'm just going to go ahead and upload the actual PNG of the button. And in order to do so, I just scroll all the way over to the left and then select Uploads, which is at the bottom of that left column. And then I drag and drop the file. And once it's drag and drop, I just hit Apply and Continue. And in this clip, the file is just uploading. Okay, so now that the file is uploaded, you're just going to hit Apply and Continue again. And when you get to this screen, you're just going to select Flat Graphic, which is the one on the end, and select Upload again. Okay, so now that I have my PNG, which is the file, uploaded into my canvas of Design Space, I'm just going to go ahead and resize it. And I'm going to go ahead and speed up that process. Okay, so as I stated earlier, the actual size of my button will be 2.25 inches. But I always take the design and make it a tad bit bigger just to cover all the sides. Okay, so now that my design is resized to my liking, I'm just going to go ahead and click my design and then select the plus sign over there on the right hand side up under layers, and then it'll just duplicate it until I'm satisfied. And now I'm just going to go ahead and select make, and it's going to take me to my next screen where I print my design. Okay, so once we get to this page, before you actually go to print your design, you can just reposition them however you like, or you can leave them as is. It's all going to cut the same. But as for me, my OCD kicked in and I had to just go ahead and give them a little bit more space. So I repositioned them over to the right. Once I got them to my liking, I just went ahead and hit continue. And then it took me to this page where I'm just going to hit send to printer. Okay, so after you've selected send to printer, this box is going to pop up. And you're just going to go ahead and turn off your bleed and turn on the system dialog. And then select print, of course. Okay, so next is just going to say preparing the prints, but you'll be waiting forever if you wait on that. So you're just going to move that Cricut Design Space down a little bit. And now it's going to take you to your actual print setting. Okay, and so for the next step, it's very important that you have your drivers installed so you can select your correct settings. Okay, so if you guys don't know how to install your drivers, I do have a video uploaded. If you guys want it, I can also drop that link to it in the comments. But for my print settings, I'm just going to select the correct color profiles to get the right color. Then I'm going to go down to print settings. And then I'm just going to select ultra premium photo paper, glossy, and then best quality. And these are the settings that I found that gives me that picture perfect print. And next, you're just going to go ahead and hit print. I'm sorry, y'all, I talk real fast and sometimes my words do slur. But next, I'm just going to go ahead and select print. And then I'm going to speed this process up. Okay, so now that I have my buttons printed, I'm just going to go ahead and move to the next screen. And then I'm just going to turn my dial on my Cricut to cardstock for my cut settings. And then I'm going to load my mats and select the arrow in order for my Cricut to start scanning the registration mark. Okay, so now that my Cricut has already identified the registration marks on my prints, I'm going to go ahead and speed this process up. And actually, this screen and the next screen were recorded at the same time. I just got to go ahead and learn how to edit them side by side. Okay, so for some reason I'm missing a small segment of when I began to cut the images with my Cricut, but this is how it ended. And because I used cardstock as my cut settings, it went ahead and cut all the way through the paper, leaving nothing but the actual design. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and take the cuts off the mat, and let's go ahead and start piecing those buttons together. Okay, so here's my We Are Memory Keepers buttons press. And as you can see here, both of the blue parts are detachable because they make them for different sizes and different shape buttons. And as you can see here, I also struggled to get that thing back on. You just kind of play with it a little bit and find the actual grooves before it pops back into place. Okay, so now that I finally got that back into place, these are my actual button cutouts, as you can see here. And I purposely made one smaller just to show you guys what I was talking about earlier in the video. These are the actual tops and bottoms, the metal pieces for the buttons. And then here's the clear film that goes on top. This is how the actual top metal piece looks. And then this is an up close of how the actual bottom metal piece looks. Okay, so now that I've shown you guys everything, let's go ahead and make our first button. And you're just going to take that top piece and place it there. And then you're going to take your design and place it there right behind, well, right on top of it. And then next, you're going to take your clear film and just place it on the very top. Be careful when grabbing your clear film because it's so easy to grab multiple pieces. So I kind of rubbed mine together just to make sure it's only one. Next, I'm going to just do a little repositioning just to make sure everything is aligned correctly. And next, I'm going to take my base and then just rotate it to the A. And the A should be right above the arrow, as you can see right here. And as you can see where my fingers are pointing, both arrows should be facing each other at the top and at the bottom. Next, you're going to take the top and just spin it around towards the A, and both arrows should be facing each other again. And now you're going to just take your base and slide it over towards your top, and you should see all arrows facing towards the A. Once you've made sure that all A's are in alignment, you're just going to take the lever and give it a nice hard push downwards. And once you've done that, you're just going to slide your base back over in order to add on the bottom part of the button. Okay, so when adding on the bottom part of the button, you want to have it face upwards like this. And then you're just going to rotate your base to the letter B and then slide it over towards the top. And you're going to rotate your top towards the letter B as well. And then give it a hard push downwards. Okay, so I decided not to edit this part out for teaching purposes because it happens, like, no matter how good you align, sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it might be a defect with the actual pieces, but we're just going to do another one and I'm going to show you guys how it comes out correctly. Okay, so actually for the next button attempt, I'm going to follow these exact same steps, but this time it just shows you how the button comes out when you actually cut your button insert too small. I'm just going to speed it up a tad bit just to hurry up the process. Okay, so as you can see here, this is how the button came out on the second attempt. And as you can see here, there's a lot of silver still showing because the actual button design was too small. So that's why it's important to do it a little bit bigger than 2.25 inches for this particular size. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and complete the exact same process for our third and final attempt. And as you can see, I sized it correctly. And I'm going to go ahead and speed it up just a tad bit just to save us a little time. And voila, here we have our finished product. You see how good and nice that came out with a strong finish? The size of your button inserts and how hard you push down are the two key factors of how well your buttons come out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to drop any suggestions that you guys may have down below in the comment section. Thank you.